I used to be a huge fan of Vivzy Pop's work. I was 12 when I saw the Die Young music video that she did, and it inspired me to create my own digital artwork. I don't know where I'd be now if I didn't see her music video, or if something else would have equally and have inspired me to go down the digital art route. But anyways, I was about 15 years old when the Hazbin Hotel teasers dropped for the pilot on YouTube, and I was beyond excited. Over the years, though, I felt I've grown out of her work. I discovered some unfavorable things about her and found that her work no longer appealed to me as I became an adult. Now, as a 21-year-old person, I sat down to watch Hazbin Hotel's first 4 episodes with my friends and realized this video will be my opinions on the first 4 episodes. I don't think I can stomach watching any more than that, specifically on the tone and wasted potential of the show. Of course, it's important to keep in mind that these are my opinions, and as a former fan of Vivzy Pop's work, I know how defensive that some of her fans can be. I am not attacking your show. I know you love it. It's okay. I just have my own opinions, and they are not very positive, but that's okay. What didn't work for me may work for you, and that's totally fine. These are just opinions of one person's compared to millions of people on the planet. And of course, I will not be going into Vivzy Pop's controversies or too many controversies of the show itself, because frankly, it's a lot, and I don't feel like looking into it personally, or at least describing it to you. If you want to do your own research, you can do it yourself and form your own opinions. But I want to give the artist the benefit of the doubt, separate the art from the artist. I don't always prescribe to that, but for this instance, I'm going to at least try to. This video will be more of a podcast. I really don't want to download footage of the show, and I don't want Amazon Prime to hit this video with a copyright strike. You're just gonna watch some silly video game playthrough and just chill along with me, so if you want to put this on in the background while you draw or do something else, I know I do. I draw with video essays. I wouldn't even know if this was a video essay, but whatever. I should also go on the record and say that this video will contain some spoilers, but then again, it's only the first 4 episodes, and I won't go over every bit of the show, just things that rub me the wrong way. This show is also 18 plus and will contain mature themes, but this video won't necessarily go into great detail about the subject matter itself. I'm also going to censor certain words because the algorithm can be really brutal. Anyways, let's get into it. First point, the world building, angels, and questions about morality. I know, that sounds super fancy when I say it like that, but I swear it's not too philosophical. So, Hazbin Hotel greatly focuses on Christianity as a basis for its mythos, as there is a heaven, a hell, Lucifer / the devil, angels, demons. The main character, Charlie, is the daughter of Lucifer. Does that make her demon Jesus? Anyways, I noticed that watching the show that I didn't really care for the main plot or the main characters, which is basically about Charlie, the main character, who wants to make this hotel to reform sin souls so they can go to heaven, because every year or so, I forgot the exact time frame, but they kill off a bunch of sinners, the angels do, and Charlie's like, no, my people, don't do that, that's sad, and I don't like that. But yeah, I didn't really care for it, but I was questioning the rules of the world. Is this going by Bible rules, where stuff like, how do I say this? The profession that rhymes with Gex work? Does that automatically send you to hell? How bad do you have to be to mess up to get there? Do you go to hell just because you aren't Christian? Why are all the people who go to hell just people who swear a lot or engage in a lot of sexual activities? Why are there no corrupt politicians? Why are there no war criminals? The list could go on. But I find it very interesting how they set up this large world but don't explain a chunk of it. That might be explained in the later episodes, but frankly, I did not enjoy this show enough to continue watching it past the 4 episodes, especially the 4th episode rubbed me the wrong way, personally. We'll get to that later, though. But, they had a very long opening scene where it's silhouette art. It's really pretty for the show's standards. That sounded so mean. I'm sorry. The show looks fine. The show looks fine. I have issues with the character design and the colors just being very all red. I mean, obviously it's not all red, but sorry, I'm getting on a tangent. But there's this long opening sequence that's supposed to explain all you need to know to be on your way for the show. I know some people are going to say, well, heaven is corrupt. It's supposed to be bad. That's why there's not super evil people of specific varieties there. And on that note, how can you mess it up this bad? Okay. Heaven, the angels, and everything related to it upsets me to my core. Not because I'm offended, but I am just bothered by the wasted potential. Charlie eventually goes in to meet Adam to discuss some things about the Hazbin Hotel. And Adam is the first human, and he looks basically like a demon with a halo and white and gold color palette. Where is the flavor? Why do the angels just look like demons? You may say that's the point. They're supposed to be the same, but counter argument, pipe bomb. No. Actually, I'm just really frustrated with the angels and demons are one and the same stuff. The fact that the angels and demons act similar, look similar, it's just generally frustrating how you could have had some really interesting commentary but choose to go down this route. For example, what if the angels were very stoic, high and mighty, elegant, larger than life, but secretly they are very corrupt and just manipulate the truth to keep a good image? It's very frustrating because you could have had something really interesting and some really complex drama and case study into religion. Hi, it's Editing Friskin here. So I did end up watching episode 5 and 6. I know, I lied. So if there's any future inconsistencies in the editing from later on where I say, oh, I don't watch the 5th and 6th episode, I lied. And that was me in the past, and past me is a liar. But anyways, I ended up watching 5 and 6. I don't plan on watching any more beyond that, like for real this time. Especially 6, I want to talk about because we actually get to see heaven, and it's a lot nicer and more in line with what I originally wanted out of the show. But this is going completely off script, so I'm sorry if I'm rambling a bit. I didn't find the angel characters that interesting visually. I still have the same problems where the designs aren't super interesting and the songs in that were generic, and I didn't I just don't think I enjoyed this show. But I think something that is weird to me is the whole thing between Vaggie. You discover, oh, she was named that by Adam, and also, big spoilers by the way, she is secretly an angel, a fallen angel technically, and they make this whole big point of like, oh, Charlie's gonna be so betrayed because she killed like thousands of her people. But it's like, Charlie runs the Hazbin Hotel. She's like dealing with some pretty bad people, like very bad people who've murdered and just like done a lot of terrible things. And I'm just confused why she gets so hurt at the end. I'm like, why would that matter to you? You've been forgiving in the past before, and she hasn't held a super intense grudge or prejudice against angels. So I'm just like really, I don't know. I'm like partially happy that they kind of did what I thought about, but I feel like it could have been executed even better than it was. I think it's a passable episode. It didn't make me want to watch the show anymore, really. It didn't intrigue me enough. I was like, okay, they they did what I wanted and they satisfied me, so I'm just gonna end it there. So yeah, rant section over. Sorry, this is a big tangent, but I just wanted to get it out there before people in the comments are like, well, you should watch episode 6. I did. So you can stop complaining. Thank you. No, but seriously, yeah, there's that. And it's over. Back to the past me. Yay! In the first episode, it is discovered that an angel is killed, supposedly by a demon, and nobody knows who did it. This was very exciting to me. I'm like, who could have done it? Was it an angel? Was it a demon? There hasn't been an angel killed in like thousands of years, and angels usually come down every year to hell to kill off demons. So I was like, ooh, who is powerful enough to do it? What was the motive? How did they do it? How are they gonna cover it up? Where's the mystery gonna go? I was very excited. Well, 2 episodes later, they reveal it's some lady we've never seen before and have had basically no emotional stake in. They rarely talk about it the previous episode either. Feels like it's completely dropped, and it's like, oh, there, that's the mystery solved. Okay. That's not the major sticking point of the show. It's about the hotel. I don't like any of the characters in the hotel. Charlie is there. She's a very typical cheery Disney princess-esque character, but I haven't found anything that makes her stand out enough to have the charm or intrigue of a Disney princess. Vaggie. Okay, can we pause? Come closer? Okay. Who thought it was a good idea to name a lesbian character Vaggie? Vaggie. Like, I'm a lesbian and I don't find that funny. I mean, some may, but I mean, we're supposed to take her seriously. Okay. It's not even funny at that point. It's just embarrassing. Anyways, so Vaggie is supposed to be this tough lady who is Charlie's girlfriend. Their chemistry is as bland as unseasoned meat. They're just generally sweet to each other. I just wish there was more. The Cyclops lady, I don't even care to look up her name, but she's okay, I guess. She's got a tiny chuckle out of me, which is a really big accomplishment, because I didn't laugh the entire show except one scene where she just like stares at the camera really weird, and I was like, that's funny. I liked that. That was something. So, Husk has a cool voice. I like his voice. Voice cast is great. We'll talk about that later. And at least he's not Angel freaking Dust. Oh my god. This guy annoys me so much. He's one of my least favorite characters for a multitude of reasons. I will get to him soon, but Angel Dust just makes most of the scene season intolerable because of all the gagsual content. I don't laugh at the gags that they make him do. It just generally makes me uncomfortable. Sir Popo, the snake guy, he's okay. He's just a generic, incompetent villain you would find in a lot of cartoons. He's enjoyable because he just doesn't swear constantly and makes gag jokes. He's tolerable, and I like the tolerable characters. I don't mind a good gex joke or a swear haha funny sometimes. I'm not that kind of person. I do find some enjoyment in that. But man, it's like salt. You really can make a delicious dish if you add the right amount of salt, but put too much and it's barely edible. Alistair is there, I guess. I don't know if it's a gag or if it's supposed to be intimidating, but they do close-up shots where it's all dark and spooky and they put voodoo symbols, which they probably shouldn't do that because it's already a demonized religion enough in the Hollywood media, but okay, it's not my place to talk about it. I won't get too much into it, but it gets really tired really quick, and I'm not intimidated or laughing at it. I'm just like, okay, this guy is very obvious bad guy. Not funny, didn't laugh. Anyways, This video is getting a bit heated, so I'll reel it in with some positive things that I do like about the show. The voice cast is amazing, no surprise there. It's a star-studded cast and nobody botches their performances. Though I'll get to the musical sections, I can appreciate that they all have amazing voices, and I'm happy for them. Good for them for getting work. The animation is a bit more cleaned up than the pilot. I did notice some mistakes, characters popping in and out of frame for one point, which did get a chuckle out of me, but I don't think that was supposed to be intended. But it's really fun to watch with friends. Even if we were dogging on it, it was still pretty enjoyable for the most part. Wow, okay, that's it for the positive section. That's embarrassing. And we got 2 more sections to go, and they lead into each other, so I guess we will have this thing wrapped up. Well, look who gets his own section! Wow! Angel Dust brings a lot of complicated feelings for me. I of course sympathize with him, but a lot of his storyline actually what bothers me about this show. Tone-wise and as a victim of SA. The show has a very light, raunchy tone. It swears, makes a bunch of inappropriate jokes, and then it gets to episode 4 and it's like getting hit with a truck. Me and my friends had to skip the poison section, which is one of the songs, by the way, if you don't know. It just made us too uncomfortable. The tonal shift is so extremely drastic, and the violence feels so gratuitous, and then it goes back to normal like it's nothing. You can make the point that, oh, that's the point, it's he has to go back to normalcy, but for me, personally, I felt like there was no build-up and no proper cooldown between those moments, and it was like, oh okay. It just didn't feel like it was handled gracefully, and I've talked to other victims of this crime, I guess I'll put it, and some do think it was handled well and some don't. So I guess it's really depending on the person or the individual to see how they feel. His storyline actually brings up my biggest point of contention, which is the show can't choose what it wants to be. I came to this realization when there was a very real scene of Angel breaking down to Husk about his trauma, and suddenly a song starts. And it wasn't an emotional ballad either, it was a cheerful comedic song, and I was really excited for the scene originally because I was like, oh, we're having like a real scene and this feels like a real portrayal of a real person, not a fictional character. I'm like, okay, here we go, this is great. But it took me out of the scene really badly. This happened quite a few times actually. The only times it felt in place being the music video Poison, which I didn't watch because it made me uncomfortable. But yeah, there are several musical sections. The other times me and my friends just burst out into laughter and confusion. Boosty Pop is historically a huge musical fan, and with a musically talented cast, I wasn't surprised. I expected there to be music. However, the placement of the songs and the build-up to them, and even the songs themselves, felt cluttered and confused. I don't remember a single melody from any of the songs. They feel like generic musical sounds to me. Now, don't get me wrong, I love a good musical. I haven't listened to many in a while, but I can get behind a good Heathers, Cats, West Side Story, etc. However, this show oddly doesn't feel fit to be a musical? I don't know how to explain it, but the world and settings, the characters themselves, maybe excluding Charlie, they don't give off the impression that their emotions will get so strong they burst into musical song. I just audibly groaned. They did them at the randomest, most awkward times, and every time a song played, I just was like, not again! This show just wants to be multiple things. A drama, a comedy, a musical, raunchy, yet wanting to be taken seriously and critically. Though this can be pulled off, of course, I don't feel like it was being any of the things it was trying to pull off. It was juggling too many hats, and they all fell onto the floor. If your musical isn't catchy, and if your jokes don't land, and your drama is few and far between with little build up and payoff, then what do you have? Most of the episodes feel like they are an adult show for kids or for teenagers, which makes sense because when I was around 16/15, I think I was around 12 to 16 is when I was a fan of her work. But I kind of grew out of it as I got older, which makes sense. A lot of the jokes feel like they will appeal to teenage audiences, which isn't a bad thing in itself, but it just isn't for me, and I don't think that it's very clever. It's just very raunchy. But the issue I have is when, like, you get these different tone shifts. For example, with episode 4, when the really violent, real stuff happens that just seems to come out of nowhere, it confuses me what your audience is supposed to be. Is it supposed to be adults? Is it supposed to be these 16-year-old people who are gonna have Hazbin Hotel profile pictures on Twitter? I don't know. It's really hard to tell. Me and my friends landed on a 2 out of 10 for this show. 2 for the 2 things we liked: the scene between Angel and Husk before the song, and the initial mystery of the angel's death. However, I'm not sure if I should subtract those points because they fumbled both extremely quickly. I won't be watching the rest of the show. I won't judge you if you enjoy it, and if you made it this far and agree with me, awesome. And if you disagree, awesome. But please don't take it as a personal offense that I didn't like a show you liked. I'm always down to have discussions and debates in the comments as long as they're respectful and don't make personal attacks. I enjoy critiquing media, it's a special interest of mine, and I like giving my opinions, even if they aren't super informed or just made out of pure opinion and not a lot of fact. Sometimes it's just fun to talk about something for a while. I hope this was good background noise. If not, I'm sorry. Have a good day. Bye-bye.